So how's everybody doing? I'm Professor Jeff Kampf here with another great lecture for you guys. And today we're going to be looking at modern romance. As you can see by my background here, we're going to be looking at modern romance and the digital age, social media, love in the digital age. Pretty interesting. Wasn't that way when I was growing up. So let's get right to it and take a look at a slideshow here as an introduction. The world of online dating. Is this the ideal place to meet your new love? Well, I think younger people would agree with this. I don't know about me and some of my older friends, but let's go. Anyway, views on online dating. A new report says most Americans think online dating is a good way to meet people. Almost 60% of internet users that said there's nothing wrong with trying to find a partner on the internet. This has changed from 10 years ago when the figure was 44%. I would bet you that today it's about 75%. Anyway, the report is from the Pew Research Center. That's a great, statistical research center. They do all kinds of statistics and surveys. It says around 1 in 10 Americans has used an online dating service. It also said that 11% of people who started a long-term relationship in the past decade met their partner online. However, some people think the internet does not help with marriage. Around 32% of people agree that online dating keeps people from settling down because they always have options for people to date. Sounds like a lot of fun, but if you want a serious relationship, So is it creepy or is it wonderful? Well, sociologist Dr. Kevin Lewis of the University of California told the USA Today newspaper that women must be careful with online dates. He said, quote, for women, there are lots of guys who are just creepy or unattractive or undesirable, unquote. He said, men can have problems finding a date. Quote, they can't get a woman to respond. All right. Well, because women get too many messages, it's all men. Very few women. I don't know if that's an equal way of getting a relationship. But anyway, Dr. Lewis also said that 38% of online daters have read an online profile of someone they knew. That would be pretty scary. The Pew report warned people to be careful about those who tell lies about themselves online. About 54% of online daters said they had a date with someone who looked a lot different than their profile. Phony pictures, right? You go out with somebody and they said they're 20, or they got a picture that, looks like they're 20, 25 years old. And when you get together, they're a lot older and a lot older looking. Nobody likes to get old, folks, but we make do. Anyway, you see, in 2003, there was about 60% of people who found online dating not acceptable and about 45% acceptable. Look in 2013, right? About 60% acceptable and about 40% not acceptable. But I would bet today in 2021, this is all the way up. People finding online dating acceptable, all the way up to about 75%, I would imagine. So where do you go? Where do you go on a first date when you met somebody online? What do you know about them? You don't even know if their profile is real. Do they like museums? Do they like going sightseeing? Do they like bowling or playing tennis? What about a coffee shop? I guess you can meet in a coffee shop. That'd be pretty good. I would think that would be better than going bowling. What if they don't bowl? And again, what if they don't like Italian food? But I guess you could always ask. All right. And movies, well, do they like horror movies? Do they like, movies? So again, let's think about what are we going to do on a first date? So let's take a real deep dive on online dating. Okay, the use of internet to meet partners. Online dating, killing Cupid. Did online dating really kill Cupid? Well, I know that I have a bunch of students who met their fiancés online, and it worked out for them. I know my father-in-law, when he was in his 60s years ago, met some very, very nice people who I got to know online on Match.com. So, it works for some, and to each their own, if you will. So the history and background. In 1700s, bachelors searched for wives through printed ads. Matrimonial agencies were a big business in Britain by the 18th century. In fact, here in this country, you had all kinds of what we would call rags with advertisements of meeting, somebody and starting a relationship. Being single past the age of 21 was considered shameful, especially for women. Print ads were a last resort for men who advertised and women who read them. If a match was made, it was not talked about freely. Personal ads went mainstream in the early 20th century, but died off pretty much until around the 1960s. So from the newspaper to the internet dating is the modern version of the first matrimonial agencies of the 1700s. The first major internet dating websites, combination of Kiss.com, Match.com, both registered by the same persons. Both people started this business, right, in 1994 and 1995. So it's been around for quite a long time. Other dating sites at the time, but were more focused on international dating and mail order bride services, like Russian and Chinese women. That's big, right? If you want to meet a Chinese girl, there are these mail order bride services. This stuff is wacky. The online dating market quickly exploded. AOL and Yahoo revamped their personal dating section due to the popularity of online dating. So by 1996, there were 16 dating websites listed in Yahoo. Yahoo was a directory at that time, right? Today, Yahoo has mail and internet browser, all kinds of stuff. But in 1998, right, there was a movie called, quote, You Got Mail, put a positive light on meeting people online, and online dating, started to really thrive. Online dating's still thriving. Americans spent over $500 million on online dating in 2007. And I would imagine today it's even more. It's a big, big business, right? Big, big business. To sign up on Match.com, it's somewhat expensive. Expected to increase to 932 million in 2011. And again, it's got to be double that today. Online dating is the second highest industry for paid content on the web. So how does it work? Well, step one, you pick a site of your interest. We're going to be looking at JDate later, right? JDate is Jewish date. So if I'm Jewish, I'm going to go to JDate, right? So that's my site of interest. I'm going to create my profile. I would hope that the people on the other side is, that the profiles are accurate and truthful. And then I'm going to start to make contacts. The math behind matchmaking, well, it's got to do with algorithms, right? That is an effective method for solving a problem expressed as a finite sequence of steps. 1 + 1 equals the two of us. But if only it was that easy. So algorithms, right? Pepper Schwartz's algorithm developed one of the first algorithms and the calculation to match daters with similar variables on Match.com. So what does an algorithm do, right? It sort of matches your interests. So if you're honest, and if the other people are honest, and you like tennis, well, it's going to match you with tennis players. Not bad, Look, I can make fun of this and sort of have fun with it, which I'm going to do, especially at the end of the lecture, but it does work. And for some people, a lot of people, this is an easy way of meeting somebody. And sometimes it works out. And of course, it only takes one. That's important. It only takes one. Anyway, Helen Fisher's algorithm was designed to link brain chemistry traits as well as psychological and sociological variables. Categorizes people as an explorer, a builder, director, negotiator. I'm into music, so it gets, it would get me a date that possibly, loved music or played music, right? So it goes a little deeper, Fisher's algorithm. So Galen Buckwalter, again, a famous psychologist, his algorithm uses 29 variables: social, relationship style, and emotional personality. That's eHarmony's algorithm, right? So eHarmony talks about harmony, right? And it's got to do with the emotional personality. So let's say you're a type A personality. Would you go out with a type A personality? Or would you go out with a type B personality? What about a type C personality? The soulmate calculator. These mathematical calculators allow you to rank a desired mate by variables like religious preference. I mentioned J-date, right? J-date. There's Christian singles. There's two, right? How about risk tolerance? Important to many people. Ambition, humor, right? Decide how wide a location and age range you are willing to consider. Hit the calculate button and the system will do the match and tell you the statistical probability of meeting your perfect mate. Soulmate calculator seems pretty easy. Wow. We got to be careful here. There's many different types of dating sites. Major sites, well, eHarmony.com, right? How about chemistry.com? Plenty of fish? I don't know. Specialized sites? Would you be interested in women behind bars? 420 dating? 420 means people who like marijuana? AshleyMadison.com. I don't even know if I should go here, but Ashley Madison and No Longer Lonely are for people who want to have an affair. Married people who want to go out and have an affair. That's what modern dating has become. And you can have your opinion, and you might not agree with it. Unfortunately or fortunately, again, the way you look at it, I'm not giving any opinion here. These sites make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. So the science behind matchmaking, science-based dating sites, their methods. Well, what about DNA matching? If you're going to have children, DNA matching. Sweaty t-shirt study. I don't know what that is, but I don't think I want to know. A sweaty t-shirt study? Okay. Does it got to do with DNA? I don't know. So let's look at some business models, right? Two primary business models. Subscription-based, so you're paying like you are the Star Ledger. You're giving out a certain amount of money per month, right? Or it's free-based. And what you do is you go online and they make money by advertisements. Subscription site fees vary from $16 to $50 a month. Subscription sites use matchmaking services. They're a little bit with their algorithms more, intent. 1 in 5 new relationships begin on a dating site. Subscription sites also allow users to browse by region, ethnicity, religion, body type. Let's say you're a gymnast. Let's say you really like to work out. Well, do you want to go out and find somebody also who you could go to the gym with? Why not? So again, free-based models, well, the subscription is free, but premium services are offered at a cost. So I can get somebody's, picture and I can see where they live, but I have no way of contacting them. I can't email them. I can't call them. I have to pay extra for that, right? And once I pay that premium service and I have to pay it per month, I will see somebody who I think I like, and they'll give me their email or their phone number. made possible by online advertising. I mentioned that, right? Advertisers use these free-based models and they advertise. So you're going to get inundated with all kinds of commercials, right? Free sites include Plenty of Fish and Occupant. So Plenty of Fish, again, you're looking for, women or men, and, you're not going to get much information unless you pay the premium services. So Plenty of Fish sees in excess of 1 billion site visits per month. Wow! So if you are paying for the premium services, they're making a heck of a lot of money. Again, this is almost like snake oil salesman, right? I'm going to do a lecture on The Greatest Show on Earth, P.T. Barnum, because I just saw The Greatest Showman, and it's all about snake oil. That's what it is. That's what this is. So the creator of Plenty of Fish estimates his site generates 100,000 marriages a year. That's pretty amazing. So free-based affiliate marketing, advertising products and services, sharing the profits with the website. Again, if you go on one of these free-based models and you don't subscribe and pay a fee per month, you're going to be inundated with all kinds of commercials, right? Selling of users' personal data. Well, see, this is where the snake oil comes in. I'm going to sign up on Match.com, and they're going to sell my information to advertisers, right? So they know I'm into tennis, and now all of a sudden I'm getting all kinds of advertisements for tennis rackets and tennis balls and where I can play tennis clothes, right? That's how it works, folks. We're in the modern age. Social networking sites like Facebook, MySpace, Twitter also sell users' data. There's no way around that. No way around it. And if you don't like it, you got to stay offline. So the impact of the internet, right? 77% of our population uses the internet, news, information, research, right? You go to Google and you want to find a really, really good Chinese restaurant down in Princeton, New Jersey. Well, you're going to find it. Okay. Shopping. Look at Amazon, Amazon.com. I don't think I've been in a store, not because of COVID, but I have not shopped in a store, even before COVID, in years, because anything I want, anything is at the touch of a button on Amazon.com or eBay, right? User reviews. I mean, think about, if you want to get a plumber, right, or a painter, think about that. That's really important that the reviews are really good. So the internet helps a lot. If you're a restaurant owner, you better be on top of your game because people are going to be reviewing your service and your food online. So what has this done? It has, made people really, really care about how they're perceived and their business. It forces people to really think about that. Social networking, entertainment, right? Think about YouTube. I use YouTube. I'm going to be, doing a music program tomorrow for some people, and thank God for YouTube. YouTube's incredible. So why choose online dating? We live in busy times. We don't, go out as much, to be honest with you, especially now during COVID. How do you meet somebody? The days of meeting somebody through a friend, unfortunately, they're not over, but, it's rare that you meet somebody. And again, people get tired of the bar scene, going to the clubs or going out and trying to find somebody. And again, when you think about expanding your social circle, you can meet a lot of people online. It might not work out to be a relationship, a serious relationship, or a marriage, right? But you're going to meet friends. You can meet people, right? So more reasons online services are on the rise. Well, it gives you the ability to access thousands of profiles of future potential matches. But again, what about malcontentism? What about too much, right? I'm almost at the point reading this, and I think I'd want my mother and father to find me somebody, I'm only kidding. Anyway, your prospective love connections are not limited by the people you meet in your job, school, or social circle. Again, it expands, right? Expand. You want somebody from Lebanon? Well, you come from a Lebanese family, and you can't meet somebody through your family? Well, Lebanese, Match.com. Trusted security measures are set up to retain your privacy and safety. That's a must. If you're serious about finding somebody online and dating online, you have to research and you have to think about privacy and especially safety. You're in charge of who you want to meet or talk to. Yeah, absolutely. If you don't like the profile, click on the button and go right to the next one. You make the decision whether to meet that person. You absolutely have that ability to just click on the next profile and move on, right? And online dating is reasonably affordable. It surely costs less than a real date. But again, eventually you're going to spend the money, hopefully, on somebody you meet. So successful? Well, married couples who met online have an average courtship period of about 18.5 months. And those who met offline, the courtship period lasts an average of 42 months, right? So in the last year, 17% of couples who married met on a dating site. That's pretty promising. And 1 in 5 singles have dated someone they met on a dating site. 1 in 5 singles are currently in a committed relationship with someone they met on a dating site, right? On average, 10% of members pay for the dating service and stay for less than 3 months. So let's say that again. On average, 10% of members pay for the dating service and stay for less than 3 months. So we see that a large percent sort of have some success with this online dating thing. For singles who use dating sites, 33% form a relationship, 33% do not, and 33% give up on dating online. So it's a mixed bag. Singles who are more likely to use dating sites are ones who are more sociable and have a high self-esteem. They also put more value in romantic relationships. I don't know. I have high self-esteem, but I don't think I would want to meet somebody online. I don't know. I'd rather meet them in person through a friend, right? I met my wife through a friend. And I've been married 35 years, so I must be doing something right. Anyway, China. Well, the number of singles who use online dating sites in China is expected to reach 140 million in 2010. The U.S. is only at 40 million, but that is in 2010. 10 years later, I guarantee you that it's doubled or tripled. So some of the pros and cons. Well, pros, many choices, right? Same interests, rejection reduction, right? Getting to know each other before physical interaction. That's important. Cons, well, surely there are a lot more men than women. Misrepresentation is a big one. Again, you could be, 400 pounds and you put a picture up of a nice, physique. Maybe when you were skinny. I know I was a heck of a lot skinnier when I was in my 20s, right? You're married and you're looking for an affair, right? A friend with benefits. Bad, really bad. And I'm sure so many people have ruined their marriages with this type of, this thing could become addictive. And I know people who have gotten in trouble with this online dating thing. Something to think about, right? And we have to be careful of scam artists. We talked about snake oil salespeople, right? Scam artists, right? You pay the money and nothing comes out of it. So dangers, again, fraud, security and privacy is everything. We have to be very careful. Stalking. Nobody wants to be stalked. Physical assault, identity theft, exposure to offensive material. Again, that's one of the reasons I don't think I would like an online dating thing. It's for me, it's just too insecure. Play it safe. Plan first dates in public areas, right? Go to a coffee shop. Go to somewhere where there's other people. Make sure your friends know where you are on those dates, right? Tell a friend about this date. Ask a lot of detailed questions. Never send money, never, to somebody online, and keep your information to a minimum, right? Once you get to know the person, right, you go on a couple dates, then you can start to open up. So, questions or comments, I'm going to ask you to put them in the chat box, and after the lecture, I think we can start to answer some of your questions. So let's have some fun right now. I picked out some really, really fun videos for you. Remember love letters? I used to love to give my wife cards, and I used to love getting cards in return. In fact, we have a collection of them. So let's take a look at this. I think you'll enjoy it.
This program is brought to you by Emory University.
Hello, darling. The beginning of our friendship was so beautiful and genuine, and I was happy more than I'd ever been. I'll never love anyone else as I have you. I have never loved so deep.
The love letter, a once popular form of communication and expression, is disappearing.
Have I ever received a love letter? No.
I have never received a love letter, only like the love email.
I've never personally received a love letter. I've never personally written a love letter either. A girl has told me over Facebook that she loves me.
Emory senior Roy Mossy still occasionally handwrites love letters to his fiancée in Louisiana.
I think I'm in the minority, for sure.
And maybe just a little romantic.
Maybe. I don't know. Cheesy, some would say.
But with all the communication options available, it's typically
emails, text messages, Facebook, occasionally.
So rather than,
I don't care if this rain don't fall or the sun don't shine. All I want in life is you, darling.
It's instead,
I cannot believe, all caps, I'm going to be with you tonight, exclamation point, God, I can't wait. And I replied, I know, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. It is just surreal, exclamation point, exclamation point. I am so, so, so excited to see you, my beautiful bride-to-be, smiley face.
A new exhibit in Woodruff Library called With Love is showing off the days of old, when the language of love was eloquent and verbose.
There's letters, there's telegrams, there are book inscriptions from poets between their husbands and wives. There's some music scores.
Emory alum and staff member Sarah Peterson curated the exhibit and says it's funny how things have changed.
We don't generally think of men as writing long, expressive love letters, and there are a handful of those in this particular selection of materials. So I think especially the men's letters would probably be considered sort of cheesy from certain perspectives.
These love letters on display may date back nearly 100 years, but the sentiments will live on as long as there are people around like Roy. For Emory University Communications, I'm Corey Broman-Folks.
So wasn't that great? Love letters. I'm telling you, I don't think people use love letters anymore. I don't think they write love letters anymore. So let's take a look at some fun, I guess, we'll look at some interesting online dating services in a little while. We'll actually look at a review of JDate. But let's take a look at a new book by Aris Ansari. I think you'll enjoy this.
We're going to move on now to our series Modern Romance with some lessons this morning from an unlikely love maven, comedian Aziz Ansari. He offers a unique take on dating in the digital age in his bestseller Modern Romance. Sarah, you met up with him on the book tour.
I sure did, and I met my husband online, and I'm not alone because connecting these days usually refers to some sort of digital exchange. So it's no wonder that so many people are finding love online, but it can be overwhelming to get started. Not anymore. Aziz gives us some tips on landing love.
Hey, you want some free food? You're like, not if your presence is involved.
Comedian Aziz Ansari is known for his laugh-out-loud hysterics, both on tour and starring in hit shows like Scrubs.
The machine is broken. There's no way there was a president named Garfield.
But he's embarked on a different kind of tour as he dives into the woes and wonders behind digital love in his hit book, Modern Romance.
I am a single girl dating right now. I feel like a lot of it resonates with what I've been going through.
How's the tour going?
Tour's been really fun. It's been different than, a stand-up tour. It's been like a Q&A, and then the audience asks questions at the end, so it's been something different and fun.
And he's revealing his top 3 theories on how you can make online dating spark. First, the monster truck rally theory, a different kind of date.
Normally we go out on dates, and it's these awful, resume exchanges. And the monster truck rally theory basically came from us talking to this social scientist that is at Stanford, and he said that him and his friends started doing these things where they took women on first dates to monster truck rallies, and they ended up being great.
Awesome. Next, the Flo Rida theory, giving everyone a second chance.
The Flo Rida theory of acquired likability through repetition, which basically says that we're all kind of like a Flo Rida song. At first you hear it, all right, I've heard this before, Flo Rida. I get what you're doing here. This is very similar to what you threw out last summer. But then you hear it a few times on the radio, like, all right, Flo Rida, you did it again. Let's start dancing.
And last, but definitely not least, the owl theory. Always spell check.
There's a story in the book about this guy who was dating this woman who he had a huge crush on. He couldn't believe they were dating finally. And then one time he texted her and said something like, hey, I'm going to my friend Steve's party. Do you want to come? And she said, who?
H-O-O.
She spelled it wrong. She spelled it H-O-O.
That's a deal breaker if you can't spell who. And I saw you did research and found out it wasn't an owl, which was important. Yes. Are you so into this that there might be a round 2 of your book?
Hey, I just finished this one. I need a little bit of a breather.
Would you not agree with the spell check thing if someone misspells something? That's really hard to get past.
It is.
I can forgive a lot, but that's not one. He also has something called the scuba diving theory. When you post pictures that show, it doesn't have to be so extravagant, but it gives a conversation starter. If you went scuba diving or you went skydiving or you have a dog, it gives something to start a conversation.
Context. That makes sense. And Modern Romance is in stores now. Thank you, Sarah.
So, did you like that? Oh, boy, I tell you. So let's take a look at a trailer. This is a film called Love in the Digital Age. And, we start to really, really think about the confusion of online dating. So let's take a look at this.
Social media. Swipe left. Thumbs up. Retweet. Reblog. Respond. Bookmark. Pin. Hashtag. Click through. Comment. Crowdsource. PM me. DM me. Follow me. Like me. That's how we connect now. With all of this connectivity right at our fingertips, why should we ever feel like we need something more?
Sarah and I will give up our phones for Lent.
Wait, what?
In return, you have to sign up for every social media website, plus the dating apps.
Do you think you girls could last more than a day without your cell phones?
No.
Yes. People went years without having cell phones. We can do it for a few weeks.
I haven't been anywhere without a phone since I was born.
Here's the first time for everything. Where are we going?
I don't know, let's just go somewhere we've been before.
We don't have GPS.
Why do we need GPS if we've been there before?
I don't know where I'm going. I just listen to what the lady tells me.
If we live once.
Everyone is like a zombie in here. How did people even exist before the internet?
I don't like my life being dictated by technology.
You're just jealous that my post got way more attention than any of your posts have ever gotten.
Oh my God.
I do know him. It's amazing how much you learn about a person by talking to them.
Why are these things so much better than cell phones anyway?
It's not about doing anything else. It's just about you and me having a conversation.
Sometimes we have our heads down so much we miss what's right in front of us.
The internet. You can't entirely hate it. In some ways, it keeps us connected. But the internet can also pull people apart. What the hell is this?
It's your ass.
I stalked all your ex-girlfriends online.
This is exactly why technology is so important, because you can find out the truth about somebody before you waste your time.
I'll be there in a heartbeat, don't speak. Right now, words are not what we need. I'll be there in a second, don't worry. I'll be there in a heartbeat, don't speak. Right now, words are not what we need. I'll be there in a second, don't worry. I'll be there.
That is, if you haven't seen that movie, you have to see it. It's called Love in the Digital Age. Just Google it, right? I don't know about you, but I don't know if I could live without my cell phone. I don't know if I could live without Google. Let's take another look at something here that I think you'll really enjoy.
Recognize this guy. It's U.S. television actor and comedian Aziz Ansari. And for some, he's best known as Tom Haverford on the NBC sitcom Parks and Recreation. But now, Ansari can add author to his resume. Now, he has teamed up with an NYU sociology professor to write a book that examines relationships in the age of the smartphone. I spoke to his co-author, Eric Kleinenberg, and asked him for some tips.
First of all, let me just say online dating is starting to dominate the world of modern romance. I was amazed to see just how big a force it is. You know, in the United States right now, you're more likely to meet your spouse online than in any other way. That's for straight couples, and for same-sex couples, 70% of all couples meet online today. So it's really taking over. You can't help but do it if you're a single person, I think. My advice, you know, first of all, spend more time dating and less time online. So many people we talked to just got exhausted and burned out because they were spending all night looking at profile pics and sending long messages, getting in these crazy exchanges with people they'd never met. You've got to think of them as introducing services, not as dating services.
Gotcha. You know, but still, a lot of people are using these online dating apps as introduction devices. Yeah. How do you optimize the service then to make sure that you can be able to find your soulmate?
Yeah, well, first thing I would say is don't filter too much. I know there's a lot of sites out there that give you an algorithm and tell you they can really match someone, and there's probably like a few things that really do matter to you, but we observe people thinking they knew what they want much more than they actually did. And it turns out the science bears this out. People will say they're interested in a short brunette with brown eyes, and when they're on the sites, they will try to make connections with tall blondes with blue eyes. We really don't know what we want. So you know, kind of be able to laugh at yourself a little bit. Obviously, it makes sense to pay attention to your profile picture. People really judge you based on how you look. But one thing we observed is that while, of course, you know, having an attractive picture helps, if you're doing something interesting that speaks to who you are as a person, you know, spelunking with a pet, we said, you will get people to think like, wow, that's someone I probably want to talk to. We have lots of photographs in the book of very funny ideas for how you could make yourself distinctive, and you don't have to go crazy with it, but try to show who you are.
Yeah, let's say you did it. You succeeded in putting forward the best version of yourself online. You found a match online. Then the next step, you know, it's time to reach out and to communicate. So is the best thing to do here really just to pick up the phone and call, not to do Facebook, not to text message?
Whoa, that's such a tough issue, and it's hysterical because we would do these big focus groups and say to people, you know, how would you like someone to reach out to you? And like half the women would say, oh my God, if a man actually called me on the phone and said my name and asked me for a specific thing, that would be the greatest thing that could ever happen. And then half the women said, like, no, if anyone ever calls, it'll be terrible. I'll be, you know, who calls these days? That would be such a weird sign. We are in a big conundrum right now, right? Because we all carry these mobile phones with us wherever we go, and we can text people, we can Facebook friend them, we can call them. There's all kinds of ways of communicating, and no one knows quite what to do and when to do it. Very briefly, though, don't send a long message. If you just do a quick hello with some details in it, that can help a lot. A couple quick pieces of advice that we learned. Make sure that you signal to the other person that you know who you are, that they're a specific person, that you're not sending one of those generic, like, hey, what's up texts. Those do not work. They just litter other people's inboxes. If you can be a little bit witty, that helps. Shows you're kind of an interesting, smart person. And try to put in a specific ask, like, are you doing something on Wednesday or Thursday night, or can we meet up on Wednesday or Thursday night, as opposed to like, let's get together sometime, because that can lead to nothing.
So a specific ask. And one more tip. He says to do a spell check before you send a text to someone that you really want to ask out. A sociologist, Eric Klinenberg, he told me that one of the universal turnoffs in the world of texting is someone who cannot spell. So the bottom line here, do not destroy your chances with that special someone because you spelled please with a Z.
Oh boy. Now we got to worry about spelling? I don't know about you guys. I'm having a ball with this, but I don't think I could do it. I really don't think I could do it. Not for me. What about you? What do you think? You enjoying this? This is a fun lecture. Absolutely a fun lecture. So let's take a look at JDate. For all you Jewish folks, you might want to sign up. So let's look at a JDate review. I think you'll love this. JDate.
Hi, I'm Tyler, your online dating expert, and today we are going to be reviewing JDate.com. Created in 1997, JDate.com is focused on bringing Jewish singles together for casual relationships or long-term commitments through their online dating site. During their 20-plus years as an online dating website, they typically have tens of thousands users active on the website constantly. With hundreds of thousands of users on the website, JDate.com is one of the biggest websites for those who fall under the denomination of Orthodox or culturally Jewish. The other leading Jewish dating website is eHarmony, believe it or not, and they actually even have more Jewish singles on that website, which is pretty surprising.
If you haven't heard of JDate before, even if you're not Jewish, you're totally missing out. This is simply because I think they have some of the funniest and most charming commercials of any other dating site out there. Take a glimpse.
Sweetie, have you met any nice boys in your building yet? Are they Jewish?
I have no idea.
All we're asking for is grandchildren, darling.
That's right. I don't even have a boyfriend.
We're not getting any younger.
Next time we talk, I will be married and impregnated with 42 Jewish children.
As I was researching some other opinions about the site, it seems that even though the website is based for Jews in the Jewish community, most members are pretty relaxed about it being heavily religiously involved. And honestly, it gave off a similar vibe that I had felt in their commercial.
I was going through the dating process. I was certainly looking for Jewish spouses, and the problem that I ran into was that I was either too Jewish or not Jewish enough, or maybe I should say too religious. When I was all over JDate, I was too religious. I was too religious for 98% of the women on JDate. If I put anything down there about, like, went to synagogue at all, oh, I'm not looking for a religious Jew, and I'm like, no, wait, I'm not Orthodox, I go to the synagogue, but wait, let me talk to you. Too religious. Written off without a second thought.
Of course, these are just opinions on how the website is, but let's go over some hard facts so that you can decide for yourself if this is the right dating website for you.
Before we jump into this though, are you sure that this is the right dating website for you? Luckily, Online for Love has a great online dating website quiz that you can take online for free right now. The link is in the description and down below. I do also want to mention as well that this video is based off of an article which you can find on Online for Love and in the description down below. The reason I am mentioning this is because any demographics or statistics I mention are only true at the time of me recording this video. But on the article version, all of the demographics and statistics are constantly updated. So if you want the most up-to-date information, be sure to click the link in the bio. So without further ado, let's jump into this review. I'm going to base this review off of 5 specific categories. Those categories being the ease of use in the site navigation, layout, and design of the website, the popularity of the website, the success rate of the website, how much does JDate cost, and the features. So let's jump into number 1 on our list, which is the ease of use in the site layout. When you first jump on the JDate.com, you'll find that the website is very straightforward and easy to use. It's pretty clear that they utilize their platform for members to find other members using search and filter features. It's actually kind of similar in design to eHarmony, but in comparison to eHarmony, I think it is a little bit more confusing if I'm being completely honest, but it's not too difficult. The site has a pretty overall simplistic design, allowing you to utilize the features without feeling like you're being drowned out. One of the great things that the website allows you to do is to have some keyword search filters and options when using the website. You can filter through the profiles by their most appealing photos, whether the members are new, whether they're currently online, or whether they're close to you in location. Another helpful thing that the website has to help ease of use is that they have a pretty extensive frequently asked questions section. Now, this might not seem like something that would help you navigate the website any easier, but honestly, if you can't find something, it's more than likely that you can find it if you go to the frequently asked questions section. So let's jump into the next category, which is the popularity of the website. Now, it's pretty clear to see that it is a very popular website amongst the Jewish community with over 750,000 members on the website, and there are over 93,000 paying memberships. Now, 750,000 members is not a ton in comparison to other online dating websites, but if you are looking for specifically Jewish members, this would be the best place for you to go. That being said, having hundreds of thousands of members on the website is no small feat, and it's always nice to hear that the website is constantly expanding as well. I would say though that if you are living in a very rural area, or you're outside the city, or you want more potential matches, I would suggest eHarmony over JDate, because if you are in an area where there's no members around, then it's not really worth your time. So let's move on to the next section and see how your success rate will go on these websites. So there was a survey conducted of 1,000 Jewish people who used online dating, and the survey results are pretty amazing. It found that 52% of all Jewish members who married and found their partner online came from JDate.com. Those individuals were also surveyed on where they found the most Jewish date matches, and JDate was number 1. It's pretty clear to see that the Jewish community is really trying to implement online dating, as well as since 2008, 5 out of 9 Jewish people have admitted to using online dating to try and find a potential partner. Of all the Jewish people who use online dating as a source of trying to find a partner, 80% of all Jewish people use either JDate or eHarmony. Something that's even more impressive is that the president of Match.com himself utilized JDate to try and find his own partner, which is pretty crazy considering how large of a company Match.com is. So now that we see that you can be pretty successful on this website, we gotta ask, how much does it cost? It seems that JDate.com's online dating website prices are pretty similar to other online dating websites, and that's even more true considering that they fall under the Sparks Network dating umbrella. So a 1-month plan on JDate.com will cost you $59.99 a month. A 3-month subscription will cost you $44.99 each month, or $134.97 total. Or you could take advantage of saving money by choosing their 6-month plan, which comes out to be $29.99 per month, or $179.94 total. These subscription plans are slightly more expensive than eHarmony, as you can see, but there are some deals that you can find where you can get eHarmony for as little as $11 a month. Is it too expensive for you right now? Don't worry about it. JDate still allows you to sign up for completely free and utilize some of their features. Premium members get to use all of those free features and more. In any case, Jewish men and women can find their potential match on this website with a diverse range of ages. So now that we know how much the website costs, what are the features that it provides? One of the coolest features I found on JDate.com is that they actually host meetings and gatherings. So you can go to these events and see other members who are using the site in real life. This feature is especially popular with the Jewish singles who are looking to interact and mingle with people in reality rather than the online world. Another cool feature is that they also host community events, and so you can actually do some community service with other members on their website to help your local community as well. How cool is that? It doesn't hurt that JDate also has representatives standing by 24/7 in case you are having any issues with the website whatsoever. Like other online dating websites, they do provide a slew of communication tools that you can utilize. These things include chat rooms and live video, you have a secret admirer button, customizable e-cards, and of course message boards to make communicating easy and interesting for their members. Using these interesting tools allows users to flirt between each other and to kind of set goals of how they want their relationship to roll out. JDate does also have a mobile app for you to use as well, so you can find your matches on the go. With a paid membership or premium membership, JDate really does encourage users to use their app so that they can find other members on the go. Using their advanced search and filter feature, you can find users looking for senior singles or for people who are into homosexual relationships and things along the lines of that. That being said, please do always keep your eye out for fake profiles, as you should on any other dating website. So that just about concludes my video on JDate.com. If you think this website would be great for you, feel free to test out the waters, join the website, and try it out for yourself. It doesn't cost anything to make an account, so you have nothing to lose. I would say that JDate is an excellent dating website for those in the Jewish community trying to find other people who share similar beliefs. And it is especially great for you if you are living in a city area. If you are living in a rural area, you might have a little difficult time trying to find other potential matches who live near you. If you don't live in a large city and you do find that you're having a difficult time finding potential matches, I do really suggest using an alternative website like eHarmony or Match, because there are such an abundant amount of users on that website that you are more than likely to find potential matches for yourself. On top of that, both of those websites have fantastic success rates, and they both also have very reasonable prices. And on top of that, we do also have some discount codes for both of those websites in the description down below.
Woo! A lot of information. I was thinking, and I want you to think, how did you meet your spouse? Was it through a friend, a parent? Did you go to the YMCA like I did? We used to have all kinds of, date nights. Not date nights, but socials, dances. Times have changed. It's the modern age. Listen, should we make fun of it? I don't want to make fun of it, but comedians do. Comedians do. Let's look at the awkwardness of online dating.
Thanks to smartphones, it's possible to now have more weird and awkward dates per week than ever. And I went through a phase of trying that out myself.
He is running.
There was the football girl who only spoke about football.
That ball goes through and then bam, scored.
There was the angry girl. And the girl who turned out to be a guy named Andrew.
You alright?
But there's one date that stands out as particularly awkward. So, I matched with this girl called Hannah. We started chatting and it was pretty good. So we decided to go for a drink. And to be honest, I was excited. I thought we could be in for a fun evening. Do you know what's strange? As soon as she came through that door and we locked eyes across the pub, we both knew that there was absolutely nothing between us.
Hi, Hannah.
Hey.
From the second we met, we made each other feel uncomfortable.
Nice to meet you in real life.
Yeah, you too.
Do you want a drink?
Yeah, sure.
What drink would you...
Gin and tonic,
Right,
please.
yeah, sure. No problem. 1 second. There was no question that we were both wasting our time. Good day at work?
Okay, the office politics is insane at the moment. So Ian kissed Liz at the Christmas Quimbo do.
She talked about her job for such a long time.
Steph is like the funniust person in the office. She always puts too much milk in my tea.
Milk? Bloody
It's like a running
bloody hell,
joke we've
Steph.
got.
Yeah. When I told her what I did, well, I'm a comedian.
Isn't that a really unstable job?
Yeah, for unstable people. So... Everyone else in the pub was having a great time.
I am having a great night.
We both clearly wanted to leave, but for some reason, he ended up staying for dinner. I'll have the pork belly. I'll just go for that.
Just something small and quick. Just some bread. Bread, actually, yeah.
Ah, shit. Never order first. And of course, there was a complimentary aperitif. Finally, we said goodbye.
I'm heading to the station.
Yeah, me too. And even that was awkward. Just...
Well, let's go.
Let's go. There was about 3 hours and about £40 that I was never going to get back. So, what I wish I'd said is... Hi, Hannah.
Pierre.
Immediately I can tell we feel nothing for each other.
That is correct.
We should avoid this, go home and continue to live our lives.
I feel exactly the same way. Goodbye.
God, that would have been great. And then I would have gone home. Would have put my washing on and clipped my toenails and finally reorganized my plants. Really nail the plant thing. I might have spoken to my friend Keith, who I haven't caught up with in a while. Dude, I just saw the fattest fox in the garden. And then a rare early night. Could have been the best night of my life. But instead, I had to spend my whole night talking to a person. What a load of old shit.
Isn't it great? This is so much fun. It really is. I'll tell you what. Let's take a look at one more, and we'll call it a night. This is so much fun. I hope you're enjoying it.
When I first met Nathan, my initial thought was, sure, I guess.
When I first met Rebecca, I thought she is exactly what my mother would want for me. I am slowly dying.
Sick and tired of having high expectations when you meet someone on a dating site? Well, now you don't have to. Presenting, the first ever dating site that helps you aim low and dream small.
I was happily single, but now I'm in a relationship that I don't necessarily want. I'm also, too scared to get out of.
When we make love, it's like, it's whatever.
It's whatever.
The truth is, neither one of us were that into each other, but we were both like,
Yeah.
We're already divorced.
Our sex life has never been better.
That's because it doesn't exist.
We go to a restaurant, he's so picky. He wants to order this, he wants to order, he doesn't.
She does this thing with her face. It's like, somebody please help me.
Yeah.
One more time.
Oh my God. That's an advertisement for J-Date. But I think date is pretty fun, right? So I got one more for you. Do you remember when you just sort of met somebody for sentimental reasons? Yeah, sentimental, romance, falling in love by looking in their eyes. I don't know if I could do dating. I don't know. Online dating? Can you? Well, don't forget to type your questions in the chat box, and hopefully we'll have some fun with some questions and answers. All right? One more for you. Sentimental.
I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I'll give you my heart. I love you, and you alone were meant for me. Please give your loving heart to me, and say we'll never part. I think of you every morning, dream of you every night. Darling, I'm never lonely. Whenever you're inside, I love you for sentimental reasons. I hope you do believe me. I've given you my heart. hope you do believe me. I've given you my
Now that's what I call real romance. You know, all kidding aside, relationships are so important, and it really doesn't matter how you accomplish meeting somebody you love, but love is what it's all about. All right, I'll see you on the other side. Take care.